Hello, this is Kate from dailytarotgirl.com, and this is your weekly tarot card reading. And for this week's reading, I'm going to be using the Playful Heart Tarot by Kitten. Alright, so I'm going to draw 3 cards, and each card is going to represent an aspect of the upcoming week. All right, so before I get into my reading, I want to show you my foster kitty, Dahlia. You might remember her from last week's reading, but here she is. Hey, Dahlia. I'll see if I can zoom in on her a little bit. She's a lot more relaxed this week than she was last week. She's really tamed down and she loves pets and cuddles now. Okay. All right, so let's begin with the first card. This card represents Monday and Tuesday of the upcoming week. All right, and we have the 8 of Cups. Just gonna see if I can get a bit closer there. Okay, 8 of Cups. I love the 8 of Cups. The 8 of Cups is about going on a journey, and it's about seeking fulfillment. It often comes up in a reading when we're no longer satisfied with how things are. It's like we're no longer satisfied with going through the motions. We crave deeper meaning in the things that we do and the relationships that we have. So maybe in the past it was okay to coast with just, surface stuff, things looking good on the surface. And that may have been enough in the past, but now you want something deeper. You want something more. So the things that you do, the relationships that you have, there needs to be a certain depth to them. There needs to be a certain quality to them, and they need to be in alignment with your values and who you are. And they need to feed your soul on an emotional level. And so this card can come up when you're sort of struggling a little bit in terms of figuring out, what direction to go in. What should you pursue? Where should you put your time and energy and focus? And this also, it's kind of a tricky card in a way, because sometimes it's hard to put your finger on what's wrong when you just have this sense that something isn't quite right. There's something missing, and it can be hard to know what it is that's missing. And oftentimes it isn't a specific thing. It's that you're lacking meaning or emotional depth with something. I'm just looking at this card because there's a lot of interesting stuff going on. This little guy looks like a little peanut or something like that. Yeah, lots of interesting imagery and symbolism. It's almost like these are the people that are quite happy with just focusing on kind of surface stuff and, day-to-day life and all that. And this guy is like, no, I need to go deeper. I need to go in search of something more. So that's the message of the 8 of Cups, is that this is the week you're searching for something more. So let's move into the middle of the week. Ooh, here we have 10 of Cups. It's almost like whatever it was you were searching for at the beginning of the week, you find it, or at least you get a sense of how you can get it. And I feel like my camera isn't picking up the color in these cards because these cards are so bright and beautiful. I'm just going to try turning on another light here. I feel like that might have just made it worse. Yeah, okay. So 10 of Cups is a card of dreams coming true. There's a rainbow in the background. There's this heart. Their arms are in the shape of a heart. And it really shows what I would call domestic bliss, getting along well, being happy, connected, all the warm, fuzzy stuff. That's what the 10 of Cups is all about. Now, what is its message to you? I feel like it's really encouraging you to get clear at the beginning of the week on what you feel is missing and what it would take to reach that higher level of emotional fulfillment and depth. But I also feel like there's another message with this card, and I think it has to do with being playful, celebrating the people in your life, and letting people know how important they are to you. Letting people know how much you really care about them and, how important they are in your life. Because I think sometimes we forget to do that. I might come back to the Ten of Cups because I feel like there's more there, but I want to see what the next card is. So this next card is for the weekend, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And here we have Temperance, which is a major arcana card. 8 of Cups and 10 of Cups are minor arcana cards. And here we have Temperance. Temperance is all about... this card is about integration. I usually say that it's about walking the middle path and creating balance. And it is... But here I'm struck by how this creature it looks like she's like mixing paint, and these strawberries have all this rainbow paint on them. And then there's also the rainbow symbol in the card before that. And I feel like this is about integrating different things in your life. And it's almost like it's not that there's necessarily anything missing in your life. It's just that you haven't integrated everything. So you're still struggling with compartmentalizing certain aspects of your life. And once you figure out how to love all parts of yourself, all parts of your life, and how to integrate everything, that's going to lead to this sense of bliss and also a sense of balance. And when you're out of balance, you can feel depleted, you can feel tired, you can feel uninspired. And once you bring things into balance, that's when your energy levels start to pick up. That's when you start feeling excited about life. And I think that that is the message of the Temperance card. It's about not necessarily creating balance, but asking yourself, how can I live a more integrated life? How can I integrate all the different aspects of myself into my life better? I'm just looking at this card to see if there's anything else I want to mention here. I also feel like I'm really getting a creative vibe with this card as well. So I think that this weekend is a good time to explore your creative side, allow yourself to be more playful, open-minded, get your pens and pencils out and your paints and really let your creative side go wild on the weekend. Okay, so I'm going to look at all of these cards together. Now, when I look at all 3 cards together, I look for similarities, differences, any repeating patterns or symbols. And I noticed that we started with a Cups card, and then the second card was another Cups card, and then we had Temperance. So the Suit of Cups is all about feelings, emotions, and relationships, how we relate to others and how we connect with others on an emotional level. So I think that this week there's going to be a lot of sorting out of our emotions and our feelings, especially as it relates to relationships. Another thing I get with looking at both of these cards is I'm getting like a focus on your heart space. So when it comes to trying to figure out what's missing in your life, when it comes to sorting out your feelings or communicating with people, you want to be in your heart space as opposed to your head space. So if you ever sat down to have like an important discussion with someone in your life and you're totally in your head and you're planning out what you're going to say, you're, planning your argument, your points that you're wanting to make, and maybe you're anticipating what they're going to say and how you're going to counter argue that. Instead of doing that this week, see if you can get into your heart. So dropping down, leaving your head space, going into your heart space, connecting with your feeling center, connecting with what is near and dear to your heart, what is important to you, what is your deepest desire in this situation, and stick to that as you're having that heart-to-heart discussion with that person. Okay, so I think I've rambled on way too long here. Even Dolly is asleep listening to me. So I just want to say thank you so much for joining me. I hope you found something helpful in this reading. And again, I'm using the Playful Heart Tarot by Kitten Chops. If you enjoyed this reading, please comment, like, subscribe. I post these videos every week. And check out my website, dailytarotgirl.com. I've got lots of fun tarot learning resources on there for you to check out. So I'll put the link to that in the description box below this video. So thank you for watching and have a great week.